I have met this lovely great-grandmother a while back. You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Patti Wood, and I'm a great-grandma in Ottawa, Ontario.
Excellent, excellent. So there's a reason why we're sitting here today looking at this table full of papers. And Patti has been telling me her story. I'll tell you, it's hard to keep it together going to talk about this. So if I choke up for a second, just give me the time, because Patti's story is quite along the lines of what we've been investigating on peaceman.ca. And that is a great deception that's happening in our country and countries around the world. So today I want to focus on Patti's case because I find it extremely intriguing on the treatment, the citizen tools we have to hold accountability, this type of business that's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Patti some questions here, and we're going to try to keep this down to a smaller video for now, just to bring awareness of what is going on. So let's begin with before all of this, Patti. You say you're a great-grandmother, and you've spent time with your family and stuff before all of this. What started this?
Well, I'm from Saskatchewan, and I'm, well, I was 42 years in Saskatchewan, but I was born and raised in Ontario. And I had, in 2019, I went through a change of in my life, and I decided that when you're dealt a whole bunch of lemons, you go make lemonade out of it. And I decided that I was going to move back to my roots of Ontario and just kind of like retire there in fishing, trees, water, golfing, that kind of thing. So I decided to pack up my 42 years of my life and move to Ontario. And I heard that there was I wanted to see what the roads were like for driving down to Ontario in the wintertime. And I heard that there was some live feeds on what it was like driving down to Ontario, and it was a convoy, and that's how I ended up, was I hooked up to the live feed of backpacking, and what I seen was flag waving and happy people, and like, you know what I mean, and just Canadians concerned about their country and the overreach in our country. And I started to pay attention to, investigative. I watched the transcript of the Brian Beckford.
I'll break in there. I can tell you're very investigative, okay, just by going through your stuff. It's intriguing to me because, we have citizen tools for holding accountability. But how effective are they? Are they being monitored properly? Are they being oversight? Is there any oversight? As you know, I do quite a few inquiries myself. And hello, Dee. How are you? Get the camera over there. Yes.
Hello.
Okay. So, this is another wonderful great-grandmother that has also been fighting hard, part of National Citizens Inquiry, which is kind of what you're doing here, but you're doing it on your own. Mm-hmm. You've been doing this all on your own.
Yeah.
Without the public eye, without putting it out there. You try to speak about it, but I see over time you're getting aggravated. these people are now, because your rights and your freedoms, you never expected to be treated in this way. So I want you to describe, first of all, tell us what happened to get you to start doing this paperwork. Were you charged? Were you arrested? Did you get tickets? Just go through a little bit of it.
Okay, well.
Try to keep your voice up.
Okay, I will. So I started to go to Ottawa, and I was just kind of paying attention to a lot of the court cases that were going on, just, inquiring, investigating, reading a lot of the stuff that was not in mainstream media. And the Brian Beckford case, when I discovered that Trudeau decided no compassionate exemptions for Canadians, but he gave nationals, it just like, wow, like what kind of prime minister would do that? Make a decision like that, so you know what I mean? And a lot of people died over an iPad, and like I'm just really concerned about the way our country was being divided and stuff. So I wanted to know, and I went up to the Hill, and on June 20th of 23, I went up to the Hill, and Trudeau was his last days in that last week, and I was like probably 100 feet away, and I just yelled out, hey, why did you roll the vaccine out on us like a China government? Canadians want to know. And 5 PPS men grabbed me and pressed on pressure points on my arm and threw me into the backseat of the vehicle and said I was under arrest for words.
Okay, well, just right at that moment, there were a lot of people recording, right?
There was 3 other people on the Hill, and 2 were recording.
And there's pictures of all of this.
And video footage. Oh, thank God.
And you have some of the officers' names and stuff like this?
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the next part.
Yeah.
While they were doing this, what concerned you?
Well, what concerned me was how for political spitefulness. Like how political.
But how did they treat you?
And how how they were punishing me and using like excessive force on me to punish the freedom people that were also like came around to video, and that's like deny me water.
People in personal protest, would you say?
Yeah, and like I had just gotten a shirt 2 days prior that said freedom fight.
I've been like so many times intimidated by officers when I come to Ottawa. I've never, like one time I walked up, 30 police officers in SWAT gear.
So,
SWAT gear.
would you say you were profiled?
I don't even have an arm.
Okay.
I think I was misled.
Now, do you know
We'll go
how
on to the
that
next
feels
thing.
to a senior?
When these 4 men grabbed you, what happened
I come
next?
to Ottawa.
Well, I hadn't asked
I
him.
come here because I'm
And then when I said to him, can you please handcuff me so I can come
Were you
take my
outside at
asthma
that point?
outside of the vehicle? And you know what? It took them like 2 minutes to get to my asthma medicine. And it went to a girl, and it was handed off, and then another guy. And he stood in front of me, and when he said to me, no, I have to administer it. Do you want it or not? Well, I'm
So
at the
this is
mercy
a
of him.
PPS
A
officer?
PPS officer.
Well, they're a security force. They're not really an officer. But
That's right.
so the PPS security force said that he was going to administer your medication?
He had to. He would not unhandcuff me, and he had to administer my. Do I want
Because
it or
you're
not?
dangerous?
I guess.
Okay.
Must be, because they really treated me like that.
So did he administer it though to you? And how?
I opened my mouth, and he sprayed it into my mouth. I got 3 squirts into my mouth, and then after he took his hand and he pushed me back into that back seat. And it's a
Protest.
Can I just finish what I'm saying, please?
No, you have
You're
no
not
right
gonna let
to.
me finish. You're not gonna let me finish.
He already tried.
Is that how you're gonna do it?
So it's not a conversation.
You've been
That's it.
warned that the area to protest is at the front.
No, I haven't
So-
been warned. Don't come over
Okay.
here like that, okay? Leave me alone.
If you make a scene while the Prime Minister
Whatever.
leaves,
You can make
If you
sure.
make a
I
scene,
want him to hear me.
I'm
He
just
has
warning you
C11. I
that
can't
you
talk
may
on
be
the
arrested
internet.
for
I'm
mischief.
here. I'm here for
just
my
warning you.
grandchildren.
No,
I don't
no,
care what
ma'am.
you say, sir.
If you cause a scene,
I'm
you
here
will
for
be
my
arrested for
grandchildren.
mischief. I'm
Okay?
just saying.
And our country's
So
dictator.
if you want to
don't tell me.
protest, that's your right.
Okay, goodbye. Turn around.
If you want to protest, that's your right.
I have a right.
You have to do that
No, I
in
don't.
front of it.
No, I don't. I have a right to speak my mind. I will not mute. No, I will not do nothing.
It's okay, man. You can speak
I
your
will
mind.
not, but I'm speaking
Don't
my
cause a
mind.
scene. Don't cause a scene.
You see that?
You also know that's not allowed on the hill when you're not
What's that?
in that group protest.
Local control what's
You know that?
Oh, how can we keep up when you guys change the rules
Box, like
They
it's
push
every
you
day?
into the car?
Every day.
yeah,
Okay.
and then close the door, and then
Actually, I've seen pictures of this, and it's brutal
yeah,
to treat a Canadian
For
great
words.
grandmother for words.
yeah.
And actually, did they not take a sign from you at that point, or is this a different confrontation?
This one here was just for no reason. They just come up, targeted me.
That was your first encounter.
I had a sign, and
Yep.
I was just sitting off to the fence quietly.
And that was your first encounter.
First time ever on the hill, either first time ever going to say something to Trudeau.
I don't care. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm a senior citizen. Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me. I'm a senior citizen. Yeah, you are. You're exceeding me. You're going. I did nothing. You backed me up and just one of those officers.
Pat, do you want me to grab your megaphone and stuff?
Please stop my stuff.
Trudeau, first time ever.
Do you know that on the front
It
of,
shocked me.
Do you know that on the front of the Parliament buildings there's instructions that says that this is a place of gathering?
Yeah.
I wish I could read it
Yeah,
right
I
now.
know, I know. It
And-
says that
and
where you
it
can
is
protest
meant-
too.
It is meant
To protest.
to go there and voice your opinion
Yes,
and
yes.
Protest.
Yes.
And you would. This was your first time there. They never had any confrontations with you,
No.
and they're shoving you
They were security
into the
guards.
back of a car.
Yeah.
Did you get charged for this?
Oh, I got a $65 ticket, but their excessive force went
And
on
then they
for-
let you go.
Yeah,
And how long did they hold you?
Yeah, I knew I was.
I think it's about an hour. I was an hour, but there
Was it
a
hot
girl-
that day?
plus 26.
Plus
And-
26
Yeah.
in the hot car.
In
Did
the
they
sun.
have air conditioning on in the car?
Well, the thing about these vehicles is, in the back of like a Ottawa Police Services, they had the plexiglass in the whole vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, on the back of a OPS vehicle, it was like one single unit box of plexiglass. So it's like there's no air conditioning getting in. They might have the air conditioning on, but
Yeah,
this
'cause
is their
it's cooling
their
the front.
their COVID measure, and the
Yeah.
only air you were getting was from that window. That's what caused my asthma attack. Was
Mm-hmm.
it was plus 26 outside, but in that it was probably like plus 32. I
And
don't
it
know.
was exasperating
awful.
your asthma attack that you'd already had.
Yeah, and I was like soaking wet, like from head to toe.
So now what
So-
we're going to do is, because this is a multitude and we want to keep this video down,
Yeah.
I seen 2 letters that you wrote here that I think that are key to show that the measures that we have to hold accountability are not being done properly at all. And one of them was your defense. Can you hold that paper up?
This one here.
And how many pages is that?
Three
and a half pages.
Case study.
That you took your time to sit down, research everything. You tell them who has the videos. You tell them everything about the whole situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And why I think it was excessive force.
And you went to
breach
court.
of trust.
You went to court for this, and you tried to fight this ticket.
Yeah, I tried to charge him for.
And did you have a voice while you were in the courtroom at all?
No,
None at all, right?
no.
Okay. And did you make them read this in the courtroom?
Oh, in the courtroom, I tried. Like I put together, I had two exhibits.
Oh, I know you have lots
I
and
have-
lots of
I
stuff
put
that
2
she showed up
exhibits.
with. Like, she has a folder very well documented.
Yeah, I did.
So I'm going to get to a point here.
Yeah.
So that defense was never heard. It was never considered.
No, they stayed it before I could even get to read.
And they
mine.
stayed the charges, which means you have to pay this ticket, right?
No. This was I was trying to charge the names of the PPS officers. I had written them up for.
She's done many ATIP requests. That in Canada, that's our access to information. So she tried I can't say she did use it. She tried to use it. She paid the documents. It's $5 each time. She tried to coordinate everything as best she could. This is not a professional here. This is just your average Canadian great-grandmother. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask you to read this one letter. This one, this one hurts me because there isn't a file number, and it's being totally disregarded. Mm-hmm. So read this letter to us. Make sure you're nice and loud.
Read from the beginning?
Sure.
Okay. I would like your superior to advise me why it is that Ottawa Police Service Board Ben Garanda said that the OIPRD is an arm's length agency of the Ontario Ministry of the Attorney General, and you therefore may wish to consider referring your concerns to that ministry. Should you remain unsatisfied with that avenue, there is also the option to file a complaint about the police officer's conduct to the Ottawa Police Services, OPS, specifically to the Professional Standards Unit, that resolves complaints with formal or informal discipline. It is also a formal process to resolve less serious complaints through mediation, facilitate discussion and policy reviews. As I was denied already by OIPIDA, I was trying to go through Professional Standards Units to further a misconduct of Officer Scott Craig. So I said, I am requesting to file a complaint about Scott Craig for formal discipline for unlawful confinement of June 20th, 2023. His incompetent investigation into an unlawful confinement where PPS abused a position of authority and took complete authority over asthma medication administration. Cruel and unusual treatment by security officers, 8 men and 1 lady, and OPS officer Scott Craig. When PPS handcuffed Patricia and refused to unhandcuff her to administer asthma medicine, spraying into the sides of the mouth and then putting his hand on top of Patricia's head, forcing her back into the back seat of the vehicle that caused the asthma attack, denying medical aid, not calling an ambulance, Patricia was harmed and a serious injury or death could have resulted in PPS and OPS's actions. Reprehensible that there is no record on file of the incident by Scott Craig. Denial of medical aid, denial of water, and handcuff pinching on release of a 61-year-old great-grandmother, double mastectomy breast cancer survivor who's never been arrested in her life. And I was married to a correctional officer, so I knew he was excessive, and I called him out on it right away. I called them all on it. And for words, this is what they did to Canadian citizens. And when you speak up, and I have found this more times than once in downtown Ottawa, that there is political spitefulness of men in uniform that are breach of trust of Canada, and they need to be removed from the streets of Ottawa because they're a threat. So that's what I wrote.
A ticket.
So, and did you receive any responses to this?
I forgot to add this very one last thing too, because this also happened.
Okay, speak up.
Furthermore, on October 4th, Officer Scott Craig grabbed Patricia on Wellington Street. A taser was pointed by officers losing control of themselves.
You drive ways like this?
It's always about our safety. We've got 12 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
So
6,
right
7,
now,
8,
this is where
9.
the bus are going to be turning.
Okay, well, you know,
Photography, guys! What the?
Arresting him for what?
Oh, for God's sake, he's tasing you! Are you kidding? We're not getting off the road! Such a coward!
What do you have here? What do you have there?
Are you? Hey! There's no no reason for this. Come on. Oh, Billy, put your arm. Billy, put the arm. Billy, put the arm. Billy, do it. You're a coward. You're a coward. You're a coward. You guys are cowards. Fucking cowards. You're a bunch of cowards. This is Canada. This is what's taking place in Canada. This isn't Trudeau. Look at aiming it at a lady. What a coward. What is a coward? And aiming it at a freaking lady.
Cochon sale! Cochon sale! C'était cochon sale! Regardez! Don't worry!
Bud. You're so lucky.
Oh shit! Hey!
So unnecessary.
There was no threat that warranted a taser to be engaged or waved into the crowd recklessly by men in uniforms
Oh, that was
of
gross.
Ottawa Police Services.
That was gross when I seen that.
And they will not take any complaints or anything on this. And this is a breach of trust of by Ottawa Police Services.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, that is just a horrible story.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
Whew.
I know. But
But this is what we're talking about. Is it doesn't matter, and this is one of the things that there was a interview that was done with me, and in that interview I say when we showed up in Ottawa, I almost set out to prove that it did not matter whether you were man, woman, or child. You were going to be met with illegal tactics. You were going to be met with disdain and hate.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of looking at what the citizens are saying. So we went to be peaceful and show our government and the governments around the world that there has been a line crossed. And what we ended up doing was exposing that they will go even further across the line than they should. And we're just hoping for your help around the world. I'm sorry, I got my glasses on. Because this is not the way we are supposed to live as humans. And we love each other. We're very peaceful people here. And we just hope that y'all start to see what's going on. That's all, and in peace. There was a reason why I stood in peace on my own. And that reason was to prove that even a man that has never broken a law could stand in peace the entire time, like I did for 25 days, and still have violence used against him from our government. That was the whole point to doing that. And you all, something about my non-movement while all the crowd was moving around me, standing in peace, captivated people. And as it was meant to. Because in the first 2 days, there was a lot of bad actors that were trying to create and was used by our government to not communicate. So the whole reason was to show that it didn't matter if everybody just stood in total silence and peace, violence still would have been used. So remember that, and but we never used violence. So it's very interesting as I was sitting here and we're just concluding, I think I found the sentence that I'm going to conclude with. You happen to have a document sitting here and it looks to be the communications between Brenda Lucky and Larry Brock. Is that correct? I didn't even see this one before, but I just want to read this one thing that Larry Brock said, because I've emailed him and I have sent him documents and stuff, not one word back. Mr. Larry Brock, if the subject matter of an investigation is the Prime Minister himself, are you concerned about any government interference or reprisal? So we're going to end this little session here with that sentence, because if you read the document that I put out on March 1st, this is the root causes. Our governments are penetrated, and everything that we've been experiencing is under that. So thank you for your time today. Please go and read the report that is on peace-man.ca/acceptable. Have a great day. And thank you very much, Patti.
Yeah, thank you.
We really need to hear these stories. So reach out if you have been doing your paperwork, because they're beating us in the paperwork.
Well, they're denying it too.
Exactly, and they're denying all of it. So we'll get into that in another episode. But today, I think we hit some very key points about the bad treatment that's going on.
Freedom. Good for you. Freedom. Freedom.
That's what tyrantry looks like! This is what tyrantry looks like!
Look at this. Look at this, officer. Look at what he did to me the last minute. Look what he did to me just to let me know that, he wanted to show me his authority.
That's right.
That's what he did to me. See that? He wanted to show his authority to me today.
Where are we going now?
I would like to report this.
Let's go right back up to the hill, right where we were.
Thank you.
Yes. Good
Patty,
job.
what did you say to?
Great.
Yeah, you did awesome.
Good job.
What did
Very
you
strong.
What did you say to?